For Bill Belichick. Look, Bill's 71 years old, but he's still in great shape. He's like, hey, hang on. I'm going downfield, please. Take a look.
Yeah, he didn't like the personnel matchup that they had. He wanted to get in a better third down defense there, and the timeout paid off.
And so with the Cowboys on the scoreboard first, we're going to take a peek into Washington and Philadelphia. This one is in overtime. Washington had the ball, did not score, so the next score wins. Philadelphia trying to end it. Here's Joe Davis.
2nd and 6, they bring the house. Hurts looking up top. Floating up there and incomplete. Miscommunication with Brown. Kendall Fuller, the only guy that was anywhere close to it. And it's 3rd and 6.
Well, you mentioned at that pre-snap, Joe, that the blitz came a little bit early. Jalen Hurts checked it. Washington didn't back out of it. They brought it anyways. And it's a free runner to the quarterback. That's James Smith-Williams.
Intentional grounding. Offense, number 1. Spot foul. Lost it down. 3rd down.
And so it turns into an intentional grounding. And Dean Blandino lets us know that this is the right call. That's going to move him out of field goal range. All the way to the 45.
And because James Smith-Williams was coming onto Jalen Hurts because of the pressure generated by that breakdown in protection, that's why that penalty is called. If he's clean in the pocket and it's just a miscommunication, they're not going to call that. But he was under duress.
Part of the story all day today. 11 penalty on Philadelphia. They needed another few yards to get to within the range that Jake Elliott's hit before. Still be ridiculous from out here. 64. They empty it out. Washington shows pressure and brings it. Hurts over the middle. Has Smith back into field goal range. They set it up for Jake Elliott, who is 7 for 7 in his career with game-winning kick attempts. $54-yarder coming. Man, just his 2nd week with the team as the holder. From 54 for the win. On the way. It is there. 34-31 in overtime as Jake Elliott drills the game winner.
Continue to play it.
Looking to throw here. Pressure up the middle. Gets it off over the middle, and it is caught by Stevenson. And he's out to the 43. Well, it's interesting, you know, the plays down the field aren't there, but it's not for a lack of trying. They actually have more downfield throws than anyone. They just haven't connected on them.
Yeah, I mean, they only had 3 completions that have traveled over 20 yards the entire season. Last week, they had the big touchdown against New York, against that victory over the Jets, the Farrell Brown, the tight end on play pass. But we're going to have to find that element, or else teams are going to look how many guys are within 8 yards of the ball. You have to be able to throw it over their head if they're going to play this many guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 6, 4-man rush. Jones down the pocket, collapses, pumps, throws, has a man, and it is caught. Demario Douglas.
Oh!
It was inside the 20.
Damn.
He got right by Donovan Wilson, and the rookie Douglas with a big one on 3rd and 6.
He was something vicious, boy.
Yeah, you see DeMario
That was
Douglas,
a
he starts
fucking
inside
Madden
the slot.
spin move.
He actually gets a little traffic there with Devontae Parker, his own guy. But the entire reason this route works is the time Mac Jones, you see that crazy spin move. But Mac Jones is able to buy a little time, not known as much of a runner, but it allowed Douglas to kind of weave through traffic, come out the backside of the defense, wide open for the big play.
No Ezekiel Elliott on this opening drive. They give it to Stevenson again. Has a hole, right side, inside the 10, and a good strong run. I'd like to welcome those of you who saw the Eagles get by the Commanders in overtime. It was a wild game. Commanders scored at the buzzer a touchdown and the extra point to tie it, but Philly resilient, and they're undefeated And the Cowboys trying to keep pace, obviously coming off the loss last week. They scored a field goal on their opening drive, got down there, couldn't punch it in. Now New England on an impressive drive. 2nd and 4 for them. Works his way down near the 5. Going to be about a yard short of a first down.
See, Mac Jones, I mean, you mentioned all the completions. He is in complete control of this offense. He said him and Bill O'Brien, this is a very similar style offense that he has run throughout his career all the way back even to his time in Alabama. And KB, last year, New England really struggled in the red zone. It was a real big negative for this offense. So far through 3 weeks, much improved. We'll see if they can keep that trend alive on this opening drive.
3rd and 1. Pressure from Parsons. Jones.
Oh my God. Oh,
Gesicki, and they just missed. And it's 4th and 1.
bro.
Again, Dallas decides to match man. There's 3 tight ends. Gesicki gets matched up on Hooker, the free safety. He's got him. He drops this ball perfectly in the bucket. Gesicki just can't quite reel it in. We've seen him make those catches throughout his career. Again, we've seen both teams now have their way up and down the field, come away with 3 points. This is going to continue to be a huge factor all day. Which team can win the red zone battle? See how it plays out.
Here's Chad Ryland, rookie kicker for the Patriots. And we get a whistle.
Prior to the ball being snapped, delay a game on the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Well done.
Micah Parsons being worked on his lip or teeth there. So both these teams with rookie kickers in this game. Aubrey has a field goal for Dallas. That'll move it back now from a 24 to a 29-yard field goal try.
That's not a headshot, bro.
And the kick is perfect. So we've got ourselves a 3-3 game here with 6:41 to go in the first. Each team moves it, gets down there, has to settle for 3.
The power to connect is the power to change. Connect 2 dots and change the whole plot. Connect one day and change a long week. Connect to one thought and change.
Damn, bro.
Scared of the storms, change their thunder. Don't share the dream, dream another. Connect and change. A face, a place,
a band,
town, fight, the night, the light. Anything you like. Connect, and change. Connecting changes everything. No one connects more than AT&T.
Chipotle's carne asada is back.
I know I can do this. Do that, do that, do that. Do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Do a little bit of that. A little bit of that. A little bit of this and this and this and that.
Charcoal mellow drop by drop for a smooth finish, which isn't the easy way, but it is Jack's way.
A little bit of that.
Paul brings a very unique element to a team. And random. So that generated a lot for us.
Obviously, the expectations changed because of the bubble and then the trade for Chris.
Right.
I
find
it sort of fascinating. We're just sitting here talking about Monty and the attention to detail, and then that team ends up adding Chris. You talk about somebody who has insane attention to detail, and I played with him. I know this. He's a culture builder. Is there anything that early on stands out to you? It doesn't necessarily have to be like a story, but maybe it's a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's you and the younger guys being like, "Oh, this is totally different than what we've experienced before in terms of having a player with that level of leadership."
Chris Paul brings a very unique element to a team, and he's very, very, very critical to the overall flow of the team. So he will run that entire show, So obviously there's an adjustment to the way he plays, but it's not hard because he's going to put you in a very spot that you can be successful in, an advantageous position. So there's definitely a lot of change associated with that, but we expected that. Now, when we first started that season, I think we started in like a 9-9. We lost to OKC that played nobody that night at home, and so we had to sit down with our team like, yeah, we're beating good teams, but we don't have enough attention to detail on these bad teams. Like we can't lose to, you know, these sub 500 teams. We can't have a sub 500 record versus sub 500 teams. Like that's unacceptable. So everybody collectively kind of came together and really locked in on that. So you have Chris, who's high attention to detail, Mont, whose attention to detail is, you know, high level, and then everybody else is like, all right, we got to all turn it on at once. So it was a big emphasis as we went down the stretch of that season, and it was a huge part of our success. Was just that whole entire, you know, being led by those two. You know, it was easy to then pick up the attention to detail.
Well, to that.
For this year, and you know, it's funny when you look. There's not, to the average fan, not a ton of like identifiable stars, but man, as a whole, they're playing really well.
And they are, and we talked about on the other side of the ball how reliant Mac Jones and the New England offense is on this defense. They are the key today. The more they can keep Dak Prescott out of the end zone, settling for field goals, maybe force a turnover, is the key to their offensive philosophy.
And this is Pollard. Tough sledding in there. Yard and a half. Matthew Judon, who's been sensational his whole time in New England, with the red sleeves on, makes the catch. Also, Patriots playing without their starting corner today. Jonathan Jones got an ankle injury, so he is out. He's been out the last couple of games. They're hoping to get him back. So they are a little thin in the secondary. Sean Wade getting playing time today for him. Second down.
Man, what the hell?
Rush. Prescott coming near side. Brandon Cooks makes the catch, and he's got a Cowboy first down. And we've got a game break. Let's say hi to Carissa Thompson.
Hello, Kevin. 49ers looking for their 14th straight win. Christian McCaffrey takes this one right up the middle for the 1-yard score. Now the 13th straight game he scored a touchdown. Niners up 7-0. Kev?
Yeah, that trade has been quite good for the 49ers. McCaffrey has been awesome. Carissa, thanks. 3-3 here. CeeDee Lamb on a little jet sweep, gets around the edge, gets a good block from Gallup, and Lamb fighting his way for a first down. A little wrinkle to get number 88 the ball.
Man, I think they have to continue to be creative how they get CeeDee Lamb the ball. I know he does the majority of his damage, one of the most elite slot receivers in the entire league. But I think moving him out wide, we saw that down in the red zone. Continue to give him jet sweeps. Move him around. Don't let New England identify where number 88 is.
Here we go! The fake. All kinds of time.
So what am I doing? Why am I not actually like using it?
Who makes the catch, but then Devine takes him down just short of the first down. You know, it's interesting. You're talking about McCarthy and running his offense, which he's done forever, right? In Green Bay forever, and he's taking control. And Dak Prescott said, I love it. The drop back, I'm under center more than I've ever been, but, you know, the long drop backs and the quick release, I feel like watching the old-time quarterbacks. He really likes it so far. A little different for him. First down, up inside the 40.
Yeah, and this formula that we're seeing here, this has been the key all year. You mentioned those long, sustained drives. The amount of plays they've run deep in their opponent's red zone is contingent upon being very good on first and second down. And then their third downs, when they do get to them, are very manageable. They're not must downs. That is the formula of this Mike McCarthy offense. Pass on early downs, make third down more manageable, run or pass.
Blitz coming. Prescott sees it. Gallup's got it. Makes the catch. And he spins his way inside the 30. And we'll see what the mark. He's close to a first down. And it looks like they're going to put him just a little short. He will. 9-yard gain. Prescott in control so far early.
And one of the areas Dak said, he said, listen, we've struggled in the red zone, but we got to start scoring from the gold area, which is that fringe area where the red zone starts to midfield. Second and short. Sometimes these are the best times to take a shot.
Pitch out. Pollard in some trouble. Gets around the wave. Just tripped him up enough. And he is not going to get to the first down. Nice tackle by Sean Wade. It looks like Pollard was going to get to the edge. Well, you look about this Cowboys offense, right? There are a lot of things that they're doing very, very well so far. Obviously, the red zone needs to be cleaned up. I mean, you talked about it, right? The sustained drives, they're doing it better than anybody, and they're holding the ball. So, if anything, their D's getting a lot of time to rest, right? With the way they play, that's good. Now they just have to find a way to get it in the end zone. 3rd and 1. They're going to throw it here. Prescott over the middle. Completion good for a first 2. Pollard, and the drive continues.
It's a really nice call by Mike McCarthy. Again, we mentioned in the open, you don't want to try to match play styles with the Patriots. They are very good playing their style of game. Bill Belichick's made a Hall of Fame career on it. They just had 6 down linemen, a lot of big bodies. So instead of just running it up there and running your head against the wall, they give Dak Prescott a short pass, let him go through his progression.
Pollard gets a block and then tripped up down around the 20. Christian Gonzalez made the tackle, and now he's hurt. I can ill afford to lose him. There you go. Thankfully, he's up. He has been just sensational. The rookie out of Oregon, first-round draft pick. Let's see what happened here.
Yeah, we'll take a look. A nice tackle on Tony Pollard on the far sideline. He's back down again. You see him grasping that right shoulder. You kind of saw it. See when he tackled him there, KB, that right arm got extended. That's what they're out there looking at. He wasn't able to get himself off the field under his own power.
Yeah, and again, the Patriots are thin in the secondary. Jonathan Jones is still out. Jack Jones has been on injured reserve, and he's been their best guy back there from the corner position. Injury timeout.
You think life is short? Football is short. The regular season is just 18 weeks. Just 3 days a week. Sometimes just 1 game a day. So cherish every over and under before it's over on FanDuel. With live betting on every NFL game. Because before you know it, a cold night is...
To that point, you know, we haven't really talked about it, but the 3 of us have talked about it. The book, in particular, the jump that he made.
Yeah.
At what point were you like, okay, this is a guy that was like, we knew the talent was there, to this is, you know, a premier guard in the league?
When did I saw it immediately. I think it was just a matter of circumstance. I mean, so circumstance is funny because it allowed him to fully develop his game at like 19 years old, where he's taking every shot imaginable and put in positions where the game is his playground. So you give him that opportunity, and then you turn around and put a solid team around him. I saw it from day one. Like, he's just a killer, and he has that, you know, he has that about him where he's step on the court every time to kill the person in front of him, like straight up.
By the way, he had that his rookie year. Like,
he can, yeah. It's,
like, I remember,
and so he's able to
guarding me and like us going at it. He's as competitive as like anyone.
Yeah,
I mean that, like, he, like, legitimately, I was like, oh, this guy, this whatever it is, like, he's got it.
Yeah, so I saw it day one, and you know, there was always like I think a conversation of like, can he be, you know, a championship caliber, like, #1 option? Well, yeah, I think that was proven.
Yeah, I think.
How do you when you're playing against a guy, how do you sort of like make the calculation of like they are a killer versus they're just talking? You know, like, what's the as an opponent?
Some of it is just result.
I feel like it's kind of easy.
Like, I remember we had a game in Philly my first year there. So this was 17-18. This is before you were there, and this dude, like, I want to say he had 48, but he might have had 54. And we threw every defender at him. And I had been asking, this is back when I used to guard people. Like, I had been asking, I was like, Lloyd Pierce was our defensive coach. I was like, Lloyd, put me on him. This is a chance.
Well, KB, anytime your opponent's best cover corner comes out, you immediately attack. They put CeeDee Lamb on the outside. You have to assume Gonzalez would have been on him if he didn't just exit the game for injury, and that is a great ball. A great job by CeeDee Lamb getting on top of the coverage there by Miles Bryant. And So far through 2 drives, this Dallas offense is firing on all cylinders.
Here's Aubrey for the point after, and it's up and good. So CeeDee Lamb, the 20-yard score, his first touchdown of the year, and Dallas has a 10-3 lead. We'll be right back after this message from Progressive.
What even is this? Don't touch my things, gross. Janice, when you bundle your home or renters with your auto, Progressive provides 24/7 protection for almost everything you own.
What?
But you really need my weighted hoop. It's for my snatched waist. It's my dog chaise lounger. Foot treadmill. That's my Tuesday chalice. Purse that says purse. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy chamber. I can't live without oxygen. Solid gold coffee machine. Lake making kit. Really? Can Progressive cover that too? Yes, but... Hi, it's Janice. I'll take 5. Is my voice on TV right now?
You want to know something that's so on brand? We're talking about all this red zone stuff in Dallas. There's a 20-yard score, so it doesn't count as a red zone TV. It has to be inside the 20. I mean, you can't even make it up. But they score and take the lead. And now concern, obviously, for New England. Here is the play where Christian Gonzalez got hurt.
Yeah, watch his right arm, KB. See how it gets kind of caught out onto the ground when he falls on his chest? He immediately grasps it. Just have to hope he's okay. And then the ensuing play, CeeDee Lamb lined up as the outside receiver on the left side and just runs a simple go ball. And we mentioned the damage CeeDee Lamb's able to do in the slot, KB, but when they can put him all over the field, it is just a nightmare to get the right checks and inevitably get the right guys on him.
So the Cowboys with a non-red zone touchdown, but a touchdown nonetheless. They'll take it 10-3. They've really moved the ball well. I mean, 2 long drives, 2 10-play drives of 70+, and they've got their early lead. So now we'll see Mac Jones and the Patriots offense. Once again, they moved it well on the opening drive. We have not seen Ezekiel Elliott yet. Of course, Aaron and Tom told you about the emotional video and about him coming back here. And now it looks like, guess what? There he is. Did not play at all on the first drive, and now on the field for the first time here as an ex-Cowboy.
And I think New England has to stay true to their opening drive, KB. Early down play action pass. Give Mac Jones some options to get the ball down the field. Two high safeties, light box. Got to assume he's going to check to a run.
He does. It's Elliott. Big hole. Ezekiel Elliott all the way out to the 35. And now they say his knee was down at the 34, but a quick pickup of 9 on that first carry. Maybe get a little of the pregame jitters out.
Yeah, nice job there by Mac Jones getting into the appropriate play. You see, obviously, Ezekiel Elliott had a great career here in Dallas, but look at this light box. There's only 6 defenders in there. Mac Jones gets out of a pass into a run, and Zeke gets some early action in his return home.
3 tight ends for the Patriots. They do it a lot. But again, Elliott has a first down, runs into Odigizua, but Wilson's going to bring him out, not before picking up the first. As Christian Gonzalez is heading off to the locker room. That's not great for the Patriots. But staying with Elliott, running behind 3 tight ends. The Patriots do it, you know, up there as much as anybody. Not only that, though, but they do it and they're successful with it for a number of different reasons.
Yeah, a lot of people assume you just do it because you want to run the ball, and it's really because defenses don't prepare a lot against it, and they simply don't have a lot of different coverages and checks in the game plan to face it.
Pressure, Jones over the middle. Oh, good throw and catch, Gesicki right at midfield. That was a tight window. Jones put it there, and Gesicki, one of those tight ends, holds it in. And that'll take us to the end of this first quarter. Action-packed here in Arlington. After 1, Cowboys with a 10-3 lead.
It's, you know, because I'm watching these guys. They're not into the ball. I'm picking rolls, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, he runs a high pick and roll. I defend it as well as I can defend it. And he picks up the ball, and he does that book thing where he, does the Kobe shot fake 2 or 3 times, and then just launches a 3 over me, off balance, well defended, well contested. And it goes in. And Yeah, then I look at him and I see in his eyes that he's a fucking killer. Like it's not rocket science. It really isn't.
Right.
It really isn't.
That's it. That's it. That's it right there. Like it would be one thing if, but like he goes up, like he has a very, very elite ability to just score the ball. So like if he was just talking and carrying himself one way with he has the execution. Aspect of it. And he's had that. He's always had that.
You talked about the 3 plays that the German player got fouled on, and the 3-pointers in that Germany game.
Yeah.
And I always talk about a couple plays during that 21 finals run.
Yeah.
Talk about the Giannis block, which was insane, and then the Drew steal that led to the Giannis lob, right?
Yeah.
Those 2 plays go the other way. Maybe you guys don't win the series, but there's a chance you probably do, right?
I'd actually add one more into there.
What is it?
It's an obscure one.
Oh, I like this.
Fourth quarter. I'm not. I didn't have this one prepared, but I think it was the fourth quarter in Game 4. We're up maybe 6 or 9, and it's probably mid fourth quarter. We force up a tough shot. They miss. PJ Tucker offensive rebound. I think kick out. Pat Connaughton 3. Crowd goes crazy. Game gets a lot tighter. It was a point in time where we could have taken the lead to double digits and sat a lot comfier. But the game, all in that one possession, I felt like just tightened up. It became a lot closer than it had seemed the whole entire night.
It's weird to describe that and to remember that all these years later, because how many plays happen in a basketball game? 100?
Hundreds.
There's 100 possessions. Everybody gets like 100 possessions, right? On average. And you can go back and forth for 6 minutes, 12 minutes, whether you're up 5, down 5. As a player, you've done it so many times where you have a feeling and you can sense the moment. And it's fascinating that you bring this up 2 years later as an obscure play, but you remember it. Like, that's a different series if you guys go on to win.
If we get that defensive rebound, and then, obviously a score would have helped, it's a completely different series.
Anyways,
3-1 is a lot different.
I bring up those plays not to bring up a sore subject. I bring up those plays because I wanted to bring up a specific play, and that was your dunk on PJ Tucker in Game 2. And I wanted to ask you why you had the worst celebration I've ever seen of somebody that dunked on somebody. Whoa, dude, you didn't show any emotion.
All right.
And you put your head down, and then you barely gave a high five to a teammate, and you walked the free throw line.
It was locked in.
It was a dope-ass dunk in the NBA Finals, bro.
All right, so let's reel it back in for a second. I'm funny.
None of those.
When have you ever seen me celebrate anything on a court?
Fair point.
I just don't.
Fair
like
point.
It's not on my brain.
When you play 2 tight end, 3 tight end, bigger personnel packages.
Here's Jones, pressure coming from Parsons, gets it away. Juju Smith-Schuster goes down low, makes the catch to the 44. If he did catch it, let's see.
Yeah, I'm not sure he caught this. Watch, this ball goes low. Smith-Schuster goes down. Yeah, this ball hit the ground. I think they're going to fix it. This looks like one of those expedited replays, Kev.
Yeah.
From upstairs.
The pass is incomplete.
Yeah, don't want to cut off the official here and let him get the ball remarked, but that's clearly the right call. Smith-Schuster was not able to secure that ball. That was pretty clear.
19 seconds. 14-19.
So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. Not where you want to be against this pass rush squad of Dallas.
Yeah, this is the way. This is the style of play Dallas does want to be. Unlike New England, who has a very particular style, this is how this Dallas Cowboy defense was built. It was built with a pass rush. Where's number 11? New England has to find him. You see him right here to the 3-man side. They got Armstrong, Lawrence, and Micah Parsons. So you got this offensive line is going to go right.
Movement here, and now who's it on? Looks like the Cowboys jumped.
Yeah, I thought the Cowboy defender jumped.
Ball stop.
No.
Offense number 71. That's a 5-yard penalty. They're down.
Yeah, so they're going to say, even though he did flinch, that he didn't cross into the neutral zone. You're going to see there was some movement up front. Armstrong, 92. If he didn't cross the neutral zone, then there is no causing the false start. So in this case, New England gets backed up, and you got to imagine this is going to be some sort of screen. get the ball out of Mac Jones' hands here on 3rd and long.
Cowboys only rush 3. Jones lets it rip. It is caught by Juju Smith-Schuster. He's right there, but he's going to be a yard shy of a first down. They're going to pick up 14. And now, interesting, you'd think they have a good opportunity to go here.
Yeah, I think they have to go for it. I think they can't afford to give away possessions. I'm a little surprised how soft Dallas played. I mean, 3rd and 15, that's where you want to unleash your pass rush, unleash your blitzers, and you only rush 3. And
do this quarterback push. Boy, I don't think he got it. He's not going to get there. Mac Jones is clearly short. You know, that play has kind of become the rage around the league. The problem is no one does it as well as Philly does it.
Yeah, Philly has people thinking this play is a little easier than it actually is. He had to get right to the 40-yard line, and I think he's way short.
Yeah, see right there, the ball's, I don't think it's particularly close.
Yeah, he had to get about 6 inches short of that 40-yard line, and they have the ball marked squarely on the 39. That was...
So they'll measure to make it official. He's well short. Cowboys take over. Well, they let up a 14-yarder on 3rd and 15, but then they hang on 4th and 1, and it'll be their football. Bill Belichick not exactly too happy. Cowboys up by 7.
It's not front and center in my mind when like I know you see it happen and I'm walking with my head down, like I give a high five, whatever, and I'm not like quick. It's like it's not loaded up here. I'm thinking about, did the ref call a blocker at charge? Like what's the time and score? What's the situation? I'm not thinking about celebrating. And I was having some tendonitis in my knee, so that takeoff was like,
okay, that's fair.
I felt that. I was like,
did you celebrate at that MSG buzzer beater?
Yeah. Okay, so that's rare. So that was in a different, like, I was in a different form. I was a different version of myself that day. I was highly angry in that game, and I usually don't play that emotional. That's the thing. I usually don't. I like to pride myself on being even keeled. I think it's hard, and I'm not like a naturally extremely angry person. So it's like I feel like if I get into that rare form, it's maybe not as sustainable, but in that day, it worked. There's some stuff happened in that game.
You're because this is.
I'd say no.
This is different though. This is different because some guys, they have to be angry. They have to play mad.
Right.
Some guys, I'm not going to name names.
Turn right onto Western Avenue.
Like basically force themselves to play that way.
Right.
And that's part of what makes them good.
Right.
So your flow state, your flow state is just even keel.
Yes.
Right in the middle.
Yes.
No black and white.
Right.
I'm living in the gray.
Right.
All good.
I'm good. I'm locked in. I'm good. That Knicks game.
You meditate?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, but I've had my periods where I've done it every game. I've had 50 game stretches where I've done it. I've had 50 game stretches where I don't. I'm trying to hammer down the
visualization
recipe.
Yes.
I sit on the bench after I shoot, after I do my pregame shoot, and I do my visualization. But that New York game, the anger came from somewhere. You can't for me personally, I can't just manufacture out of nothing. Some people are really good at that. I can't manufacture out of nothing. There's a little mishap early in the game, and there was another little one, and then there's a third one. So I was just like levels. Like I'm pissed right now. So I was saying things I don't usually say. I was just in a different mode. And my teammates can attest to that.
What, 9 threes?
Yeah.
So I don't remember the first half of the game. So did you turn up in the second half, or were you?
Okay, so from Marte Mapu, and that play goes nowhere. And now looks like the Cowboys going to play with a little pace here. Yeah, here we go. Deuce Vaughn in the game, a running back for the first time today. He's going to get past Outside the backfield and get smoked by Sean Wade. Defense stepping up these two plays, and I'm fascinated to see how the Patriots play this without their best corner, Gonzalez, out of the game.
And especially, it's even more highlighted in these critical.
Why would you
downs,
ever
third
go in the
down,
middle and
red
like
zone.
just
We saw it on the
a shoot house? Why
20-yard
would you
touchdown
ever
to
like
CeeDee Lamb. They had a plan all week for how
like
to
go
handle
middle,
CeeDee Lamb.
like naked
Now, all of a
like
sudden,
that? Why would you
Christian
ever do
Gonzalez,
that?
For the moment is gone. He's in the slot. You got to imagine they got to double him.
Prescott, pressure in his face. He's in trouble. He gets smashed. Big time sack. Josh Uche and Dietrich Wise came in.
Great job here. Dietrich Wise, number 91. He's going to come all the way around on this three-man pick stunt. He's unblocked. And as you said, Uche, he kind of clears it up, but the New England Patriots defense was reeling there a little bit, giving up 2 scoring drives to start this game. And after the failed fourth down sudden change, Dallas just goes backwards, and that's a great job by New England forcing this punt.
Yeah, Cowboys had back-to-back drives of over 70 yards. Not that time, a 3 and out. Here's DeMario Douglas. Big-time kick inside the 15. The rookie in trouble. Oh, my goodness, gets buried. Jalen Tolbert. 55-yard punt. And the special teams coverage terrific. Tolbert, man, they're hitting out here in Arlington.
First play when I got in the game, I got hit by Julius in the rib, and like knocked the wind out of me. And I remember Kel looked at me, like I was on the ground trying to get up, but like you know, you get the wind knocked out, it usually comes back quick. It was like I was like, dang, like I'm. So he saw me like cross over. He calls the trainers over, and I'm just sitting there like, I think I broke a rib, bro. And so I go get an X-ray. I'm cool. They said I had something with the cartilage. They gave me a pad, whatever. I come back in the game. I missed the whole entire first quarter, so I'm back in early in the second quarter. All right, 3 possessions into the game, I go down the lane, like reject the pick and roll, just going for a layup, and Mitchell Robinson goes to block the shot. His knee hits my quad, and it was like I got shot. Like I was like, bro, that did some damage. So I've been in the game 3 minutes, and I've taken 2 shots where I'm like, bro, this is crazy. So I'm sitting I missed my first free throw. And so I hit the second free throw. I'm like, all right, let's get back on track. Like, I'm mad at this point. The first shot that Julius gave me had me hot. And this one had me hot. So I'm going on through the game. I probably had like 12 points that quarter or something. You know, that's decent. You know, I've missed the first quarter. I'm going into halftime with like 10, 12 points or something. But then in the third quarter, Julius and I had another little dust up, so I'm already angry. So he's like trying to box me out or something, and I'm crashing the glass, and I try to hit him, you know, and he's big, so he's not moving much, but he knew I was trying to hit him, so he kind of gives me one back, and then, you know, he gets in my face, whatever. I say something. I don't even know what I said. I can't remember. I said something, and he got mad and kind of went at me again, which got him thrown out. So 2 techs, he gets 2, I get 1. I get to stay in the game. He leaves. And so I'm still turned up from this whole thing, and we're down a little bit. So I'm just chucking threes and, you know, just riding that wave.
It's amazing how a couple hits to the body
or
a quick conversation, a quick dust up with someone can get you going. Like there were times where if I got hit in the face.
Yes, exactly.
I remember game,
like I was asleep. I was chilling before, but now
it was like a game right after Christmas. I'm like, but we had a lot of games and a lot of time, and Joe Ingles hit me in the face.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right.
Here's the thing, man. That knee from Mitchell Robinson did real damage, though, is the issue. And it kept me out for weeks afterwards. Like, I got home from the game, and the adrenaline wore off. And I looked down, and I had a sleeve over it. So I, like, take the sleeve out and get ready for bed. And I visually saw my leg swelling, like, in real time. And, like, they took the measurements. Like, it was so swollen. Like, it was – I took a shot there. And then I took the shot and then played 25 minutes on it afterwards. So
Did you feel like anger – help you at all? Like, I'm
yeah. How did like
anger and shooting? If it's a negative,
I think I was probably closer to him, where I was. It wasn't that I was like always zen. It was just like laser focus.
But
like,
you had a range.
I took it so seriously.
Right.
But you have certain nights. It's bound to happen in 82 games where my energy level's a little off. Like, I'm not in that flow state. And so, like, J.P. Clark, he was assistant coach with the Clippers with me. I remember one season, I think it was my second year there. Yeah, my second year. Got off to a slow start, but like 6-7 games, right? Just off to a slow start. Wasn't shooting a lot, wasn't shooting well, whatever. And he came over to me. He's like, I've watched it for a long time. I remember last year and even with Orlando, like, you always get yourself going when you're in a slump if you take a charge, dive on the floor for a loose ball, like have a conflict, right? Make a physical play.
Jones, pressure coming. He's in trouble. Fowler coming. Ball is loose. Vanderest picks it up.
Wow.
Touchdown, Dallas.
It all ties together, KB. The great punt, the great effort by Tolbert to pin him on inside the 10, and then just a great effort there by Dante Fowler.
Are we serious right now? That's what we doing?
And he just runs the big hoop.
I guess.
Initially, he doesn't get there, and he just stays after it. Mac Jones never feels him from behind, and strip, sack, Van Der Esch touchdown.
So Leighton Van Der Esch picks it up, runs it in from 10 yards out, and now there's a fake, and they're going to score again. Look at this. It's Chauncey Golston. I don't know if that was a fake or a bad snap, but whatever it was, it worked.
Oh, there was nothing mistake about that, KB. That was planned. They had that thing dialed up.
Dan Quinn, loving what he's seeing.
Listen up. This entire season boils down to one word.
Bundle home and auto.
But that's 4 words.
Not if you bundle them. Bundling. Just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
Hey, you! Can we go together? Hey, you!
New Balance. We got now.
You can feel it. A force that moves everything around it. That comes from deep down inside. Full-time fans, your passion is unshakable. And you deserve every word.
New Balance. We got now.
You can feel it. A force that moves everything around it. That comes from deep down inside. Full-time fans, your passion is unshakable. And you deserve every word.
Games on my phone. And I catch every touchdown every Sunday afternoon on NFL Red Zone.
Catch it all and start streaming NFL Plus today. Plans start at $6.99 a month.
It's really about as good a sequence as Dallas could draw up without their offense. They get a 55-yard punt from Brian Anger. Jalen Tolbert, an unreal special teams play, an immediate tackle. Then you get a strip sack from Dante Fowler. Then Leighton Van Der Esch picks it up and runs it in from 10 yards out for a touchdown. And then a fake on an extra point, and they throw it to Chauncey Golston, who catches it for a 2-point conversion. An unbelievable sequence of events, special teams, defense, and has the Cowboys up their biggest lead, 18-3. What happened on the 2-point conversion there, Greg?
Yeah, so it's clear Dallas had a had an alert, but look how many guys. I mean, this looks like it's the game-winning field goal that they're trying to block. They blitz 11 guys. There's no one assigned. So what happens is all week you have an alert, KB. There's a code word, there's a color, a number, whatever it is, that the holder sees this particular 11-man up rush. He makes the code, he makes the check, and there is no one assigned to Chauncey Golston. You just don't see that on an extra point. I don't really understand the idea of 11-man up at this stage in the game.
Ryan Anger, you saw him, the punter. He's feeling good. Hitting big punts, throwing two-point conversions, the whole thing. Now the Patriots in some trouble, trying to get a little offense going. Stevenson catches and then stumbles down. And he's going to get out to the 28. Jordan Lewis going to tap on Parsons. That ankle's bothering him. We showed that replay when he got stepped on by Trent Brown, and he sat out a few. He's come back in, and now he's going back out.
Yeah, that was his first play in the last 2 possessions.
Yep.
And now one play in, he's exiting. That's something we'll keep an eye on. I mean, that's a couple weeks ago they lose Trayvon Diggs. They're all walled corner, and with an ACL injury, they can't afford to lose another one of the top defensive players in the entire league.
Here's Elliott. Nothing. Cowboys ready for him. Down we go to EA.
You mentioned it, Kev. We saw Micah Parsons on the sidelines for a couple plays there. That was actually after the athletic training staff took his cleat off, retaped him after we saw him get stepped on, twisted up. Now, as you can imagine, a ton of doctors around him, and they're going to give that thing another look. Keep you updated.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. It's obviously of concern today and every day going forward. Out of there now. 3rd down coming up, and 6 for New England. Four-man rush. Jones lofting one. It was almost intercepted by Deron Bland, and if he got it, he was going in for 6. It's 4th and 6 after the incompletion.
And Deron Bland, they moved him from nickel.
Like, don't be a soft, shooter, whatever. Just like do something. And I thought about it. I was like, oh, dude, you're right. You're right. And then the rest of the season, I was one of my best years in the NBA. So I think sometimes it's like you do have to manufacture. Sometimes it happens organically, like when you do get hit or you get injured.
I mean, you have to have edge to you. But
I always had an edge, but it was like you just have certain nights where you're like, man, I just don't have it tonight.
Oh yeah, 82 games, that's bound to happen.
I just don't have it.
That's bound to happen.
I was thinking, did you see the hype video Oregon put out about their game, the Colorado game from this weekend?
What was it?
But basically, they put a video out about all the shit talking all the Colorado players were doing. They put it out today or yesterday.
Oh yeah, I saw that stuff.
Yeah,
I saw that stuff.
But I just feel it's like it's an interesting thing, basketball versus football, where like clearly in football you need that. It's
a barbaric game.
Yeah, you need the motivation.
But it's a lot like for many of the positions, it's not as we have very, very small margins in our game of like really particular fine movements. You know what I mean? Like shooting is a very particular movement. Like you miss it, you miss your mark by an inch and it's a missed shot.
Yeah.
So like football, you just turn it to the max and go. Like hit somebody hard. Like you linebackers. Like you know what I mean?
It's a different sport for sure. And I think. I didn't play football growing up, but I think there's some truth to what you guys are saying. But I would say this, like, just because I know some NFL guys or whatever, I'm sure you do too. But we have a processing speed that we have to be able to calculate in real time in the NBA. Right. Those guys do too. Like it's not like wind you up and go.
But
like,
I'm saying from
there's
like
a lot of
I mean, we all seen football players bashing their heads off their helmets. Like they love to live in that space.
Yeah,
they love to live in that space. And
who's gonna need more Tide? Everyone. Now there's 85% more Tide in every Power Pod.
And football is an extremely technical game, but your job is much more straightforward. As if you're a corner, you're in cover 2. You're not playing offense and defense rebounding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot of differences to the game.
There's some freestyle available, but you often just It's a task. You have a task, right?
And you can like you
block
put
this guy,
and you put 100% of yourself into that task, and then you get seconds to recover.
By the way, we're doing this technical football talk. I can't wait for.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Ryan Clark and Dan Orlovsky.
I love the back and forth between sports.
Idiots.
I love the back and forth between sports because there's, I mean, when I'm speaking, it's never any shade. Like the respect between, like when you get to the actual individual players, the respect between football players, baseball players, hockey players, basketball players is real because we all respect how much it takes to become what you are in your sport. So people love to like pit us against each other, like which one's harder, who's the better athletes, and we're like, it's not about that. Our games are just different.
Yeah. For sure. No, once I got to the NBA, I was like, oh, I now respect every professional athlete. Right. Because like I understand what it takes. Cam, before we let you go, I know we had a brief discussion last week. I want to follow up on this, the shooting discussion.
Yeah. And I was waiting for this part.
And what we were talking about, and it ties into another question I had just about kind of where you see your game developing from here.
Yeah.
You had mentioned to me that you've been watching some film of me specifically going right. So turning over my right shoulder, whether it's a throw and go, a pin down, DHO, whatever. And we got into a discussion, and I'll just paraphrase here, but essentially most shooters that move.
I'm not exactly sure what he's favoring here.
Prescott. Oh, Ferguson held on. What a catch. As Kyle Duggar brought the hit, but Jake Ferguson down the seam delivers for 20 yards.
Yeah, watch Dak. He takes a little pump fake, but he was a little slow getting it out. That's what allowed the safety Duggar to get over there and put the big hit, but that is a great catch. You know, listen, you know that hit's coming, KB. There is nothing you can do about it, so you're better off catching it because no matter what, he's going to light you up. Clean hit, great catch.
Here we go. Fake the draw. Prescott has a blitz picked out, lands wide open, makes the catch. Inside the 45, it's another Cowboy first down. And outside of the one drive where they went 3 and out, they're really moving the ball.
They are, and how are they doing it? They're throwing the ball on 1st and 2nd down, and that is the key. And Mike McCarthy was very clear in our meeting, KB. He said, listen,
how am I not hitting him?
Right
how am I not hitting
him?
him?
The ball more than half the time.
What the fuck?
A lot of that is because 2 of their 3 games coming into today were blowouts. They are a passing team. They want to throw early to score and then run the ball late in the second half to win.
Well, here's a run to Power with a big hole. Power another first down inside the 30. Well, right now they're doing anything they want, pass or run.
Watch Big Terrence Steele. They pull him. He's the trapper.
My
the right
ass,
tackle.
bro.
He kicks out. Nice job there by Tyler Smith getting to the backer, and Tony Pollard isn't touched till he's 10 yards down the field. This, as you said, they had the 1-3 and out, but they had some negative plays, and other than that, this offense has been about as good as it gets.
Pollard will get a breather. There he is. So it's Rico Dowdle in the game. He'll get a shot. Right up, they got another big hole. He dives inside the 20, and we go to Krista Thompson for a game break.
Thank you, Kevin. Christian McCaffrey having himself a day. This one. Receiving in his 3rd touchdown of the game. We're not even through 2 quarters yet, you guys. 3 touchdowns, ties his career high. Niners up 21-3. Kevin?
My goodness. I mean, they are just absolutely rolling these 49ers. By the way, Brock Purdy's 8-0 in regular season games, so that's on the line, too.
I got it. Hey, go to him. Here we go.
2nd and 1. Dowdle gets swallowed up. Dietrich Wise broke through first and really blew that play up.
Yeah, you can hear the audio. There was a lot of conversation about who exactly the offensive line was working to. Nice job there. Dietrich Wise crossing face and making the play. I think there was some confusion. Obviously a free runner in the backfield. You brought up McCaffrey, and I know MVP. I know I sound crazy. MVP is a quarterback award. I mean, what he does in that offense, he might find himself in that picture come the end of the year. He's unbelievable.
3rd and 4. Pollard middle, Ferguson in stride. He's got another first down and taking people with him all the way down to the 11. Jake Ferguson, his 4th catch, and the Cowboys keep on moving.
There was some confusion. Take a look right here in the slot. they're not exactly Jabril Preppers. He's telling Jalen Mills, I got him, you got him. No. And all of a sudden, then the ball snapped. Trying to get everybody covered. Just confusion in the back end.
Pollard off the gut. Dak Prescott in this first half is 16 of 18 for 170 yards and a touchdown. He's missed 2 passes total. I mean, it's impressive. And now they're just trying to change this narrative, right? Get into the red zone. They were there once today. They scored a couple times, once on D and once on a 20-yarder Lamb. So they would like to get a red zone touchdown to stop talking about it.
Absolutely. They can still get a first down here. They don't. It's not goal to go.
Second down. Over the middle, and it is knocked down. Juwan Bentley, I believe, got a hand on that one. Brings up 3rd and 7.
Yeah, nice job there by Bentley. Getting his hand in that passing lane. You can see the big paw, the big left hand kind of sticks up out of the pile. Trying to get that ball there to Luke Shoemaker. The young rookie tight end sets up 3rd down.
Tenth play coming. Blitz coming. Prescott gets rid of it. Lamb stays on his feet somehow, but he's not going to get there. Great effort by Lamb. Got by Bryant, but then Jalen Mills came in to clean it up, and now 4th down. And is Mike McCarthy feeling frisky here? Looks like he might be.
Yeah, nice job here. I mean, not only the one-handed catch, takes a big shot, and then to have the balance to put his left hand down and pick up more yards to at least make this a conversation. But Mike McCarthy's going to try to tack on 3 and make this a 14-point game.
I mean, I think he thought about it for a minute. The field goal team comes on, though, and instead it'll be Brandon Aubrey with a chance for 23.
Yeah, there's no way I'm watching this game, but they're going to beat the fuck out of them. Bro, the games today are just ass so bad, bro. $21-3. $24-7, bro. Yeah, there's no way I'm watching these games, bro.
They like to go to their left. And I said, Corver was really good. Ray could do both, but I think Ray would, because I guarded him and I knew which way I was trying to force him. Ray liked coming off the other side. Ray liked coming with right, left footwork, going to his left. Steph does both. I think Clay, based on every ATO they run for him, he likes going left, right, left footwork. What do you think? What do you think's so hard about going right versus left?
Because squaring of shoulders.
That's what it is.
It's the squaring of shoulders. So anytime you're going left, it's just so easy to turn that lead shoulder. But when you're going right, the shoulder, the arm that's shooting the ball is actively away from the hoop. So then you have to rotate in order to square it with the hoop while maintaining speed. So the thing that I think you mastered, and you know, I'm sure you're very conscious of this, is that you allowed the process to happen. So you go right, and you're not like, let me stop my body, square my body, and then shoot. You do it as one continuous motion. So it's left foot, right foot plant, elevate, and rotate.
Yeah.
And so you jump without your shoulders being squared to the hoop and catch the square mid-jump. So like you just basically perfect the timing of the turn.
I wouldn't recommend teaching people how to do
This
this.
it's
is not something you teach a 10-year-old.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But like you have an elite ability to shoot the ball, so you're able to time the release with the point in the rotation where your shoulders are square.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that's the main key to it. It's like it's very hard because there's a lot of extra movement. Like that's why they tell you as a kid, don't fade away, you make it a moving target. Like when you're going right the way you do full speed and you're turning into that shot, you're going this way, rotating back the other way, and trying to find the point where to shoot the ball. Like it's a very acquired skill.
So I had never heard that description or that reasoning behind why it's harder because your shoulder is further away from the basket.
You got to get it
turning
towards
your shoulder. And it's funny, the squaring part, I used to tell people this all the time. They'd be like, why do you like going over your left shoulder and going to your right so much more than the other side? For me, it was simply a length issue. I'm 6'4" with a negative wingspan. If my defender's on this side and I can shoot on the move, the ball's further away. Coming this way, 100%. It's way easier to square coming to your left over your right shoulder. Way easier.
That makes a lot of sense.
But the description of the point at which I shot, and I think Kyle was a little bigger, so he did this really well, and Steph does it as well as anybody. But like I can remember nearly every shot that I made in the game. You know, you watch
just got a log in our brains about it.
So you see a clip of like a shot you made, and when you watch it in full time, in like real time, like fast motion, whatever, not slow motion, you're like, huh, that shot looks a lot different than it feels. But then if I was to watch it in slow motion, the release point actually is when I'm fully squared.
Exactly.
It's just that it doesn't
timing
look like
of
that
it
in real time.
has to be so precise.
Takes a lot of practice.
You have a lot, and I heard like because Mont, you were with Mont, I was with Mont. I heard a lot about your routines. I heard you were one of the most routine shooters ever, and I think that plays into it. Like you were able to fine tune this certain type of shot because you had the attention to detail and the reps necessary to do it. Like that's why we wouldn't recommend just anybody go out and try to do this. Like it is.
Yeah. You and I need to before you get going. I want to actually spend an hour with you in the gym and do some of this stuff. But I had a couple guys come out to Sag Harbor this summer to work on some stuff with me, and I remember. I'm not going to name his name because I really like him. I think he's a good dude. But I remember one of my coaches, my rookie year. It was before my rookie year, and I was shooting spot shots after practice.
Yeah.
And he comes over to me and he's like, you should plant your left foot before the ball goes there and then step with your right foot as you catch it and go up and shoot.
That would essentially stop your momentum.
Every single time. And I asked him, I said, no offense, but how many times in a season am I actually going to shoot that way? I might go 5 or 6 games without shooting with a left foot planted right foot. So when I would shoot spot shots, and this is what I drives me crazy when I watch guys shoot spot shots, they do the same footwork every time.
Oh, I'm big on that.
Every single spot shot I would shoot, and I didn't shoot a ton. I shot a lot on the move, but it like teaches your brain to just habitually and naturally do your footwork differently on every shot. Because every time, like, I come up a pin this way, you shoot the gap, I got to do something different with my feet. I don't have to think about it, though.
I get asked that question all the time, right? And I had a coach in college that was very stickler on left-right footwork. So we worked it. But over time, I became of the mindset that you have to have them all, and you have to have them all readily available, because in a split second, you have to be comfortable choosing the one that's the most efficient, that gives you the best balance, that gives you the best elevation, that gives you the best chance of making the shot. So if I'm doing spot shots before the game, I'll go left, right, I'll go right, left, I'll step back toward, away from the hoop, I'll step, on a jump stop, or I'll just be feet planted. And my thought process is that I need all these in the game. I need to feel comfortable using any of these footworks at any given moment. So that's why I do it.
It's not just, by the way, it's not just the muscle memory of, I don't want the muscle memory to happen for the first time in a game, right? It's building up the muscle memory, but it's also, to your point, you can't predict what the timing is of a pass or whatever, and so you're building that in. Why is this all this important? Why is it all important? Because if I only practice one way and one thing is off, guess what? I'm not getting my shot off.
Yep.
I'm not getting my shot off.
Nope.
So, yeah, it drives me crazy when I watch that. The one guy for me, so actually I see the two guys that footwork wise, Ray, because I thought he was good going every way.
Yeah.
But he also was really good, especially going to his left, so right shoulder turn on the hop. And so I started using hops like on my one dribble.
Yeah.
You're in space on a DHO, and like I'd throw the ball out there and hop into it. Jamal did that really well too. And then the other guy that I obviously watch a ton of still, but that I really, really dialed in, he was probably in year 3 at this point. It was like when I got to the Clippers, Clay's footwork when he fades on the right side of the court, where he takes that like really exaggerated step with his right foot, it creates like an extra foot of space.
Yeah.
And then he just, he's got the perfect form.
Right.
Highly efficient, whatever.
So
I had to practice that one a lot, though.
I had a coach in college, and this was my last year at Pitt. We'd sit down and watch Clay's shots, Clay's threes, Clay's footwork, and then we go right to the court.
How the fuck is he
practice
seeing
what
me?
we just watched. So I'm in complete agreement with you there.
Yes.
But man,
I think that's
the one thing about high-level shooters like yourself, Ray.
Oh, I got to earn in match. Okay.
There is a huge, and I know Ray talks about this. There's a huge emphasis on his base and his push off through the ground, which is really easy to, keep in the back of your mind. But I think from everything that I've been told, guys that have played with him, things that he said, like the jump, the force with which he jumped was of utmost importance to him. Like getting off the ground, planting his feet, being bounced every time. And so that's something that I need to get better at and need to continue to find, is that like that consistency with force through the ground to get you into that really repeatable shot motion. Because the one thing you don't want to do is give your upper body any more responsibility determining how far you're shooting, your left, right. Like you need to disperse as many of the variables as you can, in very understandable chunks.
Yeah, I would say the two guys in today's game that like really jump out in terms of the base is Dame and Donovan Mitchell.
Yep.
Donovan Mitchell's base. I tell him this every season.
That's because of how he's built, right?
I know, but it's so good, bro. His lower body is so good.
Are there any?
He stays low, and Dame's the same way though.
I don't know if we talked about this earlier. Are there any young guys that maybe they're not there yet consistently, but you look at them, you're like, they're going to be at this level?
I felt this, just so you know, if you'd asked me this 3 years ago, I would have said Cam. And I'm not just saying
I think an easy answer here for me is Trey, because I feel like as just a stationary catch shooter, he's elite, and as he adds more and more folds into his ability to shoot, like he can catch and shoot with the best of them, and he's going to continue to add more. He's bigger than everybody. I think his capacity, his ceiling as a shooter is crazy high.
Yeah, so I would give you a young guy, and not just because he's a white dude, but I actually really enjoyed watching him play last year, and he can shoot the shit out of the ball, but I really enjoyed him off the ball, his cutting, deception, all that stuff, and that's Corey Kispert from Washington.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have a really good career. I'm excited to see him develop.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Before we get out of here, what are you most excited about this fall?
I think the thing I'm most excited about is to see our team like establish our own identity. I think we have unique pieces. Like I think, Nick Claxton is a very unique center in his ability to run, guard every position, lob threat. Obviously, Ben allows teams to do, especially guys like me and Mikel, like he opens the game up completely for us. And then, Spence, Doe, Roy, we have very interchangeable, like defensively, we should be really, really good. But the fun thing about the season is being able to establish that identity, which last season was really hard given the circumstances. Like you're traded to a team mid-season, you're trying to figure out a lot on the fly. I think the most exciting thing is like really hammering out who we want to be as a team and then using those unique pieces that we have to our advantage.
Did you feel, although you got traded from a team that had been in the finals, best record in the West the next year, you get traded for an all-timer, and I'm sure that was emotional. But in some ways, were you energized by the opportunity to go from, call it a fourth or fifth option, maybe a tertiary option at times on the Suns, to one of the primary options with the Nets?
Yeah, it's
not that you're selfish. I'm not going to accuse you of
no,
being
but
selfish.
it's an amazing opportunity. Yeah. Like it's an amazing opportunity to continue to climb the ladder of the NBA. Like Mikel and I talked about this all the time. Like they called us the twins just because we did all of our workouts together and our roles were pretty similar, and that was that. And so we always talked about like we don't have any qualms about our role in Phoenix because we love to win, and our team was winning. But we're like, yeah, like we really got more stuff. So we worked on it every day. We really got more stuff, you know, like Tatum and Brown, like that's an elite wing duo. It's like, yeah, like we're gonna keep working, you know what I mean? We're like maybe a low usage version, 3D version. We always would joke around about that. But the opportunity to go to a team and then continue to take those steps, and they're very natural steps, you know, as our careers progress. It's not like a forced step. Is like amazing. How often does that happen where you have the ability to play on such a great team, learn, you know, and get transferred to another really high level organization where you're just able to continue growing your game. And Mikal is a huge example of that. Like that's what I point to when everybody asks, like, oh, did he just completely changed? Like, where did that come from? Where I was like, no, he's worked on this stuff for 5 years. He's had opportunities with all these injuries to continue to implement it into his game.
I don't know how the fuck he's still seeing me,
boom,
bro.
completely ready to take advantage of the opportunity in Brooklyn.
Got to be ready. Got to be ready.
I guess he doesn't work on that.
Last question, the Roback question. A reminder to our viewers that you can use the code OLD on Roback.com for 20% off your first purchase. RHOBACK.com, code OLD. And we're going to give you some gear afterwards, too. I've already set aside an XL performance hoodie for you. Wear this all the time. And hopefully, I'm really hopeful, that this week's Roback question does not get us into any trouble, any fan bases on Twitter. All right, Cam, who has had the most influence on your game and career?
The most influence on my game, I'd have to say my dad. I have to say my dad, my parents as a whole, as a unit. And I think they from day one, not only they were players, you know, my mom played at Kent State, my dad played at Pitt, so they were knowledgeable about the game, but they gave me every opportunity to be successful, whether it be high-level training, whether it be, you know, information from other players. And that's something that I can't be overlooked. Like, I look back at my life, at my career.
It's just actually insane that it's not insane.
They just gave me every advantage possible to be successful, and I can't thank them enough for that. And then you add in the fact that they do kind of know what they're talking about when they talk to me about stuff. It's, you know, and as players, it gets annoying sometimes, you know, hearing it's the same voice over and over again. But the stuff I've been able to take from them and the positions that I've been able to be in, I owe it all to them.
Yeah, you want your parents, if you want to be an NBA player, you want your parents to be athletic and tall.
Yes.
But only have reached a certain level of basketball.
Boom.
So that they can parent you, but not just like to an overbearing extent on your game. I told you the other night at dinner, my dad, biggest fan, like biggest supporter, my hero. The only thing he would ever text me when I was going through a slump, don't forget about your mid-range. Don't forget about your mid-range.
I love it. Don't you love it? My mom, get more rebounds. That's what she says. Get more rebounds.
Yeah, I love it.
And it's funny because my dad would definitely say, get to the mid-range. I'll be like, okay.
Tommy, it's a conflict-free answer.
This is a conversation for the next time you come on. We're gonna go do dad talk.
Yeah.
All right. This has been the Roback question. Make sure you go to get yourself some Roback gear now. Roback.com. Use code OLD. All right, Cam. It's been awesome stuff, man.
Of course, man. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate the time.
Yeah, we can talk about shooting all day, man.
Yeah. Luigi, let's get in the gym, bro. Let's do it.
On Vigo, you can watch the freshest.
Are you always diagnosing who the worst offender on the court is, or are there certain guys on the scouting report?
Before the play.
Look,
Fat Man 5 with Ron. Shout out to Drake. Shout out to our guest that's coming on later today, Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah.
This guy is.
That's 23.
People are really going to like this interview.
I can't see that, bro.
People are going to go absolutely crazy. He's a survivor. He's not going to give up.
Yeah.
He's not going to stop. What?
Oh, chill.
He's going to work harder.
I like that. Shout out to Beyonce.
Yes.
I had to go to Houston this weekend for unfortunate times. You know, my daughter tore ACL.
What?
Tore both meniscus.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Both?
Yeah, little tears in both.
Oh, what's that? 8-week recovery from meniscus?
Yeah, ACL though, a big one. 6 months. You think of a freshman girl starting on varsity, probably the only girl starting on varsity, freshman in Houston, Texas. We just left Olympic goals this summer. Obviously everyone sees how much I post and how much athlete of the year, 8th grade. Got to pick what high school wanted her. So yeah, it's a hard time right now for the Beverly family. Obviously,
How's your mental?
Sad as like a little girl should be. So I'm like, I'm dad as like, okay, baby girl, this is what you gonna do. You gonna be sad. I'm gonna let you know all your emotions before you even have them. You gonna be sad. Let's you sad, turn that into mad. And then when you get mad, pick up some shit. Pick up a weight. Pick up a book. Pick up some shit. Pick up some shit, read it. Pick up some shit, lift it. Transfer mad into anger. Because if you in pain and mad
But
and
what
doing all
the
these
hell,
workouts
boy?
and reading all these books, you gonna come back better than what sad's gonna get you.
There was a quote from Tom Brady recently where he echoed that sentiment. He was basically like, I'm looking for any little thing that could piss me off about the other team. Like, fuck these guys. Like, using that anger because that's a differentiating factor. You're like, they said, what about us? What the fuck's they talking about us? And just watching him say that fired me up. I think that anger can be a very useful tool if you know how to harness it.
Yeah. So it's a crazy thing. The doctor who did my microfracture is doing her procedure, Dr. Lowe, Walter Lowe. Shout out to Walter Lowe. But when her mom tore her ACL. Her mom tore her ACL like five years ago. Her mom like, Pat, who do I go to? Yeah, go to Dr. Lowe. So Dr. Lowe gonna end up doing the mom and dad and daughter knee surgery.
He's got the family rate going.
I mean, this is wild. Like,
what the hell?
I mean, we can laugh about it now, but I hopefully she sees this and she does watch the pod, and it's been UConn or nothing, her whole upbringing. So obviously we know she's still young and she has a ton of basketball left, but I just wanted to show her some daddy love.
You think that so her goals are unaltered? She's still trying to go for UConn or bust.
Yeah, UConn, and recently she said Arkansas because she said I want to finish what you started. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm in the NBA. What the fuck you mean you finished what I started? I was freshman of the year.
She's like, I'm gonna take my own test.
You even got Tyler laughing. Tyler don't never laugh. Wow. So I turned in a paper that wasn't mine, Ron. That was it wasn't don't know what. Never mind. This is about baby girl right now. So I wanted to give you that energy, queen, and all the girls that's out there who ACLs are like the biggest injury for women who play basketball.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know, but so any little girl out there, any pros out there, mind you to take care of those quads, take care of those calves, protect that knee. Injuries are horrible.
You gotta have her watch that movie Inside Out, that Pixar movie about emotion.
I cried, bro. And I can see one of my good friends die right in front of me, and I won't shed a tear. I go to my grandpa's and grandma's funeral, don't shed a tear. My family really think I have a problem. Like I woke up that morning like with tears in my eyes. I was so sad for her. I didn't, obviously, if it was my boy, shut the fuck up. I punch him inside the head and let's go. All right, do your fucking time. Ain't no time to be weak, time to be strong. But when it's your girl, your baby girl, that shit hit different, boy.
Yeah, the last thing you want to see is her down, sad, hurt, or feeling weak. So, you want to give her that strength.
Yeah, so I just want to give her that energy on the pod. Love.
That is very nice of you. That's very respectful of you. And I think that we can learn a lot from Spencer Dinwiddie.
And steaks.
Right, and having what kind of no seed oils and sea moss? Let's get into this interview. People are gonna,
Now this is gonna be fire.
Yeah, enjoy this. Guys, let's take a second and talk about New Amsterdam Vodka. New Amsterdam Vodka, the official vodka of the Pat Bev Pod. Can I say that?
With Rome.
With Rome.
Yeah,
and with Rome is always with New Amsterdam Vodka because I stay with that thing on me, New Amsterdam Vodka, born from an uncompromising
You mean
passion.
that thing. You mean that.
Fantastic. I'm not talking about the Pink Whitney. I'm talking about the long neck.
Grab that motherfucker
the double barrel.
Yeah, okay, say less.
And they're built from a uncompromising passion for great vodka. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows how smooth. 93-point rated vodka, 5 times distilled, 3 times filtered. And while making great vodka is a passion, New Amsterdam is most inspired by those who stay true to themselves.
And we
That's,
do that.
Well, that's 100% what we do, and that's what I respect about you.
And that's what I respect about New Amsterdam Vodka.
Honestly, they really stay true to who they are, and they're built from an uncompromising passion for great vodka. I can say it a million times, and it'll be true every single one of them. Go to your local liquor store, go to your local convenience store, wherever you can buy New Amsterdam Vodka. You go ahead and find your wins with New Amsterdam Vodka, and do that stuff today.
Love. All right, look. Whoa. Gotta give him the intro.
I gotta get you the intro,
so
right?
His intro, he do like a freestyle every intro.
Just some bars for you, something light.
Oh, shit. Yeah, get right. Hold on. You ready?
Let's get it.
Okay.
Scorer, distributor, defensive stopper. He does work in BK, but he's not making whoppers.
Say that. Okay.
When it comes to game winners, he's not ignoring the call. So if we're talking Spencer's Gifts, it's not a store at the mall.
Chill.
Okay. $20 million a year. He's living big in the Sin City. Point guard for the Brooklyn Nets. Spencer Dinwiddie in the building. Let's go, bro.
That's hard.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
That's hard.
Welcome to the show. And I think we have to say, maybe the best goatee in the NBA.
Oh, man, I try, man.
I really think it's up there with one of the best goatees. I know Mike Woodson, I put in that conversation, but an elite goatee.
With you in this bitch, man.
Yeah, man, thank you for being here, bro.
Thank you.
A legendary guest
is
to have
crazy.
on here, a Brooklyn Net, and it's an exciting time to be a Brooklyn Net. You look at the squad, it seems like that's a nice squad over there, emerging squad over there. What do you see for the future this year for the Nets?
I mean, you got some guys with some playoff experience. Obviously, the team itself doesn't own its pick, so we definitely go try to win, try to get in the playoffs for sure. What the ceiling is, we don't know. Obviously, we're coming together as a unit. Ben's back healthy, and we're trying to see where we can take it exactly.
Damn,
Y'all on the lab.
Yeah, they really are.
I love that.
Ben's healthy. You ever go over to Dumbo, get some Juliana's, see Ben, you know what I mean? You ever pop over and say what's up to him?
Nah, Juliana's my spot for real.
Yeah, I know, bro. I told you all tapped in. Juliana's pizza spot in Dumbo, they have 3 that are lined up. They have Grimaldi's, then Juliana's, and then Inaccio's around the corner. All 3 of them are like a 9.0 or above. They're like incredible. This whole block has like incredible. You gotta like wait in line. Did you wait in line when you went over to Juliana's?
The first time, like back in like.
Yo, get out my zip.
But like, nah, I can kind of just like.
Yeah, who do you?
You don't have to call nobody. Shit.
No, but it's like an old man that runs the place. It's like an old guy. It's not like you're like a PR person, huh?
You know the story of it? Like, he's the dude from Grimaldi's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then like they had like a business rift, so he opened up the store right next door and was like,
"Really?
I'm gonna take all your business."
And the lines like back up into each other.
Someone beat you to a fact that you didn't know.
He's lined in, but he's a Brooklyn guy though.
I've been in Brooklyn.
Go.
Bro, this is multiple stints.
Say that. So we all back in the lab. You got the experience coming back from the USA team, obviously. With Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson.
What are these spawns?
Ben back.
Come on, bro.
I like y'all.
Yeah.
I like y'all. Obviously, you got to go hoop with it, but like. For the most part, I like what y'all got. Y'all got size. Y'all got experience. Y'all got a ton of size. I like the rim protector. What's his name? The young guy.
Nick.
Claxton?
Yeah. Yup. Like him. They solid.
They really are. Especially
they still got Cam Thomas, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Ben Simmons coming back, I think, really changes things. Like, have you like kind of thought about how you two would fit together?
At Domino's, you can get more than just amazing, delicious pizza. There's also lava cakes, bread bites, and more.
We'll track the price
That
of
don't
your
count,
flight, so you can decide when to book.
That don't count.
On that team?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at Ben when he's at his best, you know what I'm saying, he's getting off the rim, he's being a monster in transition, right? And then he makes plays for others. So, we hope that there's enough shooting out there with Mikal. Cam Johnson obviously is elite. He's always shooting 45 from 3. Catch and shoot wise, I've been a good 3-point shooter in my career. So, we hope to space the floor for him. He gets out, gets in transition, makes plays. And obviously you got Nick playing above the rim.
And I like that. Like, he's coming in, like, obviously, he signed a real nice contract with the Nets and, he's the starting point. But, like, to even have that mindset of coming in, like, yeah, let Ben come here and be Ben. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shows a lot of poise and a lot of respect, especially coming from your peers and coming from, somebody that hasn't played in a while. So, like, I like what they focus on. I like finesse.
Yeah, fans will have whatever opinion of Ben Simmons, but as a teammate of his, like, you want to do all you can, obviously.
But he's nice though. Like, people forget he cold.
Exactly. Like you gotta remember, like, being in his best form is a far more athletic Draymond Green with less, obviously, 3-point shooting. But Draymond's not really a big time 3-point guy. He hits it sparingly. You know what I'm saying? But when you talk about the defense IQ, reading passing lanes, quarterback in the defense, able to guard 1 through 5.
At 6'10".
Like, he's one of the only people in the league.
Ball
that can do that.
handling.
You know what I'm saying? And then obviously he's getting out on that break. You know what I mean? He's never been fortunate enough to play with Steph and Clay, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So I think if he was in that type of environment, you would see those same type of triple-double accolades,
At
things like that.
He was getting them shit.
Yeah, I mean, and he was getting them without that. I mean, he did have J.J. Redick, but you get what I'm saying overall.
This is your second stint in Brooklyn. How are things different this time around? Because that last stint it seemed like a lot of fun. It seemed like you guys were having a fucking blast.
That's when they was doing
they're doing
what is that called?
Getting sturdy.
Getting sturdy. Say less.
I'm not a dancer, so I don't know.
Y'all was hitting that.
No
shit.
one was dancers, dude. I don't think Jared Dudley was a dancer either, but he was still.
Yeah, Duz was hitting that shit.
Yeah, he was hitting.
But nah, I mean, it's funny because, like we talked about, I've been here for a minute, so we went through all different versions. Like the first year I was here, we were like tanking after like Jeremy Lin got hurt. You know what I'm saying? And Brook Lopez was our best player. Then we traded him for D'Lo. You know what I'm saying? And then D'Lo had his kind of like really cement himself as one of the premier guards in the league, all-star. You know what I'm saying? It's the first time we broke into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Young guys, like as you said, having fun, growing together. Karis LeVert on that team, Jared Allen on that team. Joe Harris was establishing himself.
I'm throwing
one of the best 3-point shooters in the league.
Hey, I got to be one of the dumbest motherfuckers ever.
You know what I'm saying? Then
Coach was great. Coach was great.
Coach was crazy.
Kenny's he's assistant coach.
Hey, big time.
He's
big
great.
time.
Yeah.
He turned down a Hornet job.
Yo, for sure.
Head coach.
For sure.
Like, nah, I'm cool. I'm gonna stay a coach.
Yeah. And
really?
Kenny, one of them guys, one of them coaches that even as you move on to another place, you genuinely feel like he cares about you.
On God.
You know what I'm saying? And the NBA is business. So
that's rare.
Yeah.
I mean, when you feel like somebody genuinely care about you, man, like that's hard to come by, and it makes you feel, and he can attest to this. You know what I'm saying? It makes you feel bought in a different way.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Because you understand in a lot of ways you're a chess piece in this thing. You feel me? So that was big time, and then we obviously went to the swing for the fence, max players, and all that other stuff.
And he goes the extra mile too.
Yeah.
Feel me? That's what he like. That's the biggest.
He'll be out there playing with you until he tore his quad tendon, and then he was good.
He actually tore his quad.
Yeah, he used to hoop like he one of those coaches.
Yeah.
What percentage of coaches do that?
50.
But head coaches though?
I'm not head coaches. You right? Not head coaches.
He tore his quad tendon trying to ISO Jared Allen. Straight up.
Kenny Wild though.
Straight up, like wow, I thought he was gonna get a bucket too. Straight up thought in his mind he was gonna get a bucket. Tore his shit.
Head coaches low number.
What percent?
But they're older, you know what I'm saying? But you know they're older, so they have an excuse. But as far as coaches period in the NBA, I don't know, 50, 60. You know, some guys are scared to talk to. You know, you got to think some you know the coaches that's behind the bench, they they might be third, fourth year guys, maybe new guys. Yeah. So you know you might have fucking LeBron James on your team. Or you might have motherfucker big personality, Pat Bev on your team. Like you don't know how to talk to him yet. Like so like it's obviously it's fear there, but you got some coaches that you'll come in, they'll dap up and that just be your relationship. And there's some coaches you come in, you'll hug and there's be love and that's your relationship. So like everybody
different relationships.
Yeah, everybody different.
Do you guys ever have a coach that is terrible at basketball? Like he's just not a good athlete or a good basketball
player? Not a head coach. I had a see the thing with me, because I like to think like one of the biggest brains in the league. Like, I actually know what's going on offensively and defensively and like scheme wise, ATOs, what coaches want to run, like plays, sets people want to run. So like I had a coach that's like younger than me trying to tell me like, yo, Pat, and I'm cool with coaching, like coach the shit out of me. Like curse me out, Pat, the fuck is you, like coach the shit out of me. But like if you're wrong and you're younger than me, I ain't trying to hear you no more.
Like, shut him out?
Yeah, shut that shit up.
Yeah.
Right?
Usually to me, it's the ones that are analytics over anything. Like, I get analytics over a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff because you want to play efficient basketball. You want to give yourself the best chance to win. But, like, analytics over anything doesn't really make sense just because, like, you got to remember it's a bang-bang play all the time. Like, we're moving at crazy high speeds. Like, sometimes you're going to have to shoot the midi. Or, like, sometimes you're going to have to
take what they're giving
go
you.
off script. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to all just play out like, you know what I'm saying, a computer system. So, you know, those are usually the ones that haven't really played for real. Because if you have a coach, even for example, Kenny, right? Kenny was analytics over most things, like 85, 90% of stuff, but he did understand, like, yo, okay, like, Dill's going to get to that elbow midi because his game ain't really finishing over the rim. So that's my guy, and we're gonna understand that he can break off and do that now. Joe Harris, there's no reason for you to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Stay in that
but
corner.
he has that flexibility where, like, some people might get a deal and be like, oh, you gotta just start dunking on cats, and they'll be like, bro, you don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
So true.
When we talked to D'Lo, he refused to tell us who you guys were listening to in the locker room that year when everybody was getting sturdy.
Oh, well, I mean, shoot, if it's clubhouse secrets, then
you gotta leave clubhouse. Good try though. That was smooth.
Why? Because it was 6'9"? You just don't want to say it was 6'9"? You still not play that little play.
Ain't nobody playing that shit, man.
It was 6'9".
I'm just curious. I'm just trying to learn, dude. I'm just trying to learn, get sturdy with the rest of the guys. When you were in Brooklyn the first time, what did you kind of learn about the area, and was it significantly different from some of the other cities that you played in as far as the community and the culture? Because everything is kind of right there in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in Detroit, D.C., Dallas. I mean, shoot. Yeah, I was in Chi for a couple.
For a little bit.
I was in Chi for
six
split second.
That's all right. Anybody play for the Bulls, you know I know.
Yeah. I was there for a split second. No, I mean, I think it's just a lot of love around the borough. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously everybody knows in New York you can do anything you want. You can get to any place. Food's open late. It's a completely different vibe and culture. I mean, Chicago might be the closest that I've been to, but, you know, D.C., Dallas, and Detroit are nothing like this.
I think I know the answer to this question, but I have to ask it. You think you got your respect in this league yet?
Hell no.
I agree.
Hell no.
And I think people forget, like, the man came back from, like, crazy injury. Like, people forget it. Like, they be thinking injuries are just, like, something that just, like, a Band-Aid on it and you just...
Or it's just a certain amount of time and then he's back.
And come back 100%. Like, you're supposed to come back 2,000% better than you left. Without, like, missing any, like... Man, for real, I had to sit out almost, what, a year? Year and a half? Almost, like, for real.
So explain the reasoning in your mind why you feel like you're not getting that respect.
I mean, we're the entertainment industry at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's what butts am I really putting in the seats? Like, if we just gonna keep it a stack. You feel me? So, like, it's a lot better story to talk about other things that make you money. You know what I'm saying?
Does that make you feel like you should be doing something different to put butts in the seats? Do you feel like you're not living up to something, or you're content in your role?
I mean, I've never really been that guy, you know what I'm saying, in terms of just how I approach the game. You feel me? So it would be hard to change now. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you had told me this at like 13, 14, would I have, like, but nobody made the league in my family. Nobody knew anything about this. So, you know, this is just me saying I wanna hoop. You know what I mean? And then getting there, finding a way and getting there. And to me, it was about just winning. You know what I mean? Like, from every level, every stage, like, you could see that, like, that was the focus, that was the goal. I mean, even in college, like, when I went back for my junior year, I sat my whole starting five down and was like, yo, if we win, like, if we really do this, like, all y'all gonna have a chance to, like, make some money. And I was like, but if, you know what I mean, y'all ain't focused on that, I'll just get my stats and I'm leaving regardless, because I was already on the draft board. So I sat them down and was like, yo, this is how we playing this. Straight up. And, I mean, at the time,
what was their response?
They just looked at me like, what you gonna say?
Right. That's
like,
real.
it was like, okay, because, I mean, at that point in time, you gotta remember, like, freshman year I was good. It put me on the radar, right? Sophomore year, then I had a chance to leave, and I went back. You know what I'm saying? And junior year, when I came back and sat them down, they knew that I was being honest. They knew what type of time I was coming on. I was like, yo. And then when I got hurt that time, like, we was like 16-1. Like, we was rolling. Like, and during that time period, like, some of their names were starting to pop up on, like, the second round.
Wow.
So I mean, that's the way I approached basketball since I was a kid. You know what I mean? And now I'm here. And so, yeah, like, if I had some more, probably, like,
technical fouls.
Yeah.
Maybe a little shit like that.
Yeah.
Just get more texts.
Really?
People love that. People love motherfucker go get texts.
How many texts did you have last year?
maybe 3 or 4.
Let's double that, brother. Let's quadruple that. Let's get those texts up.
But my texts weren't even fun. My texts, like, one time I dunked on somebody and said, and one, nigga.
Tag. Yeah, get him out of
I turned around and I said, wait, what?
Yeah.
Why?
It was a weak text.
Right.
Well, I mean, they was mad at me that game, so.
What? That's preposterous. But, I mean, if that's what it takes, it seems like you look at the stat line, the numbers are there. You know, the numbers are there for that type of respect. It seems like anytime that you're on TV or doing interviews, you are saying something interesting. You know, you're not afraid to, like, stir the pot or stick up for yourself or your teammates.
Wow.
So I'm trying to, like, kind of connect the dots of why you feel like it's not happening.
I mean, I told you, like, second round pick, I was out the league, got cut, D-League, got back on a fledgling team, then we kind of rose together. You know what I'm saying? Finally was able to put up, obviously, production on, like, winning situations, conference finals, things like that later in my career. But, you know what I'm saying, outside of a couple, like, big-time dunks, it's still, like, it's not super flashy, any of that stuff. And you know, some of the things I say when I'm speaking, like, it is controversial, but it's also rooted in fact. So it also doesn't necessarily always get the clicks and shit. That, like, because somebody will be like, Spence, you suck, and I'll be like, yeah, I've been top 10 ISOs every healthy year for the last, like, 7 years.
Right.
Like, and then you can't really say nothing about that. Like, you go and Google it, it's like,
yeah, you're right.
Well, damn, you're right.
Yeah, you're right. I really enjoyed you in Dallas.
Yeah.
And people don't understand playing in the Eastern Conference and playing in the Western Conference.
What's the difference?
More possessions, Western Conference. The pace is way more faster.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is
damn.
Bang,
Why you
bang,
doing
bang.
that?
Anytime you cross half court, you got to first pick and roll, second pick and roll. The shot got to go up.
Go.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a lot of places, you know, the LAs and a lot of places where people want to play.
Mm-hmm.
People go there and play. You know, so the competition is always, feel me? I'm talking about, I'm in the West, and Sacramento was trash, but they give you a run for your money. So, like, to do what he's done, you know, play for these different teams, play for the East, and come back and, like, deliver in the West. Them boys was, like, when y'all played Phoenix, y'all knew y'all was going to win, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I seen it.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all was playing like, y'all, whatever y'all wanted to get to, y'all got to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was fun. And,
bro, I love Dallas.
And look, and then he left Dallas, and Dallas, you know what I'm saying? You know, he ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna say it though.
What happened?
They got real different.
Yeah.
They weren't as good.
Yeah, they thought that they were gonna make that trade and it was gonna be like to the.
No, they gotta understand. With Spence, he comes with a type of game that he can play on the ball and off the ball, and his size matters. I don't give a fuck. Like 6'4" and up, your size matters defensively, and you can shoot the three. So on the Dallas team, he was able to, like, okay, cool, Luka, do your thing. All right, Luka out, my turn now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like. But he still has size, though. So you can, like, finish games with him. You don't have to worry about a motherfucker posting them up. You don't have to worry about somebody getting offensive rebounds.
Damn.
Because, you know, he got the size. So, like, you know, real hoopers know.
I say that, like, Dallas was dope, man. I loved it. As you said, Western Conference is an animal.
Animal.
You know what I'm saying? It's an animal. But I think the thing that was fun about Dallas was we all knew what we needed to do. And so you've been on teams where it's like, shit's up in the air.
Right.
You're like, today, should I score? Should I pass? Like, what are we doing? Like,
everybody knew
who
that
we
role.
featuring? Bruh, clockwork.
JK.
Clockwork.
Love
And
that
that's
JK.
clocking it in.
I mean, that's
Clockwork.
that's the coaching staff. But
And then, like he said, okay, we know Luka playing 35, right? I'm going to play 25 with him. Probably 23, 25.
This dude is trying way too hard, bro. Like
13 without him.
Oh,
listen, we know how it is. Luka gonna do his thing. Okay, hey, cool. I'm here. All right, maybe cut, maybe not, but probably I'm just here. And then Luka gonna give you a look like I'm tired. Oh, it's on.
Yeah.
It's on. Hey,
and you got to go to.
Hey,
because you know
it's on.
We're going places!
Yeah.
Let's go. And then you have the court. Hey, it's on.
I was hooping.
You know what I'm saying? But it was clock working. But the other thing too is, especially in the number 2 position, the people who really make the number 2 like flow well is 3 through 15. Because Doe knew what to do, Bullock knew what to do, and we played the elephant game all the time. So Bullock would be running up the court, and let's say Pat Bev on me, and they're like, yeah, he gonna pick up 94-9. We gonna get I don't know, who's a bad defender. But we just gonna get the elephant, right? Bullock would spin the block at half court, come, you know what I'm saying, get Pat Bev off me.
Boom.
Boom. All right, now I got the elephant. If he backing up, I can attack him with speed. He come up, whatever. Like, we all playing, everybody knows. And so it's just, I'm not having to like,
right.
You over there.
Right.
Wait, it's 16 on the clock. No, wait, you go over there.
Instantly.
People, it's like when you doing that, especially with a new team, bro, then you working against the clock. The first pick and roll at 14. By the time you throw it back, it's 7. Oh, well, now we just shot. Hezzy pull, right? Rebound. Whereas like when Bullock sets that at 22, I already got the bad guy on me at 22-20. I'm either breaking him down, or if I do call a pick, I'm in the paint at 16. If I have a shot, cool, live, whatever, throwback, he catching it at 14. He got second side pick and roll.
Well, that's the thing. People don't.
It's bang bang.
Right.
It's, you know what I'm saying? And it's not. I have to tell everybody this. No. The guys that need to be in the corner are in the corner. So we got flat space in there. Like, it just happens fast. It's not as much directing and thinking and talking and getting guys where they need to go all the time.
Coach, shout out J.
Yeah, like shout out J. Kid for sure.
Are you always diagnosing who the worst defender on the court is, or are there certain guys on the scouting?
Make a play. Make a play. He's got a guard.
Yeah.
He's got a guard.
Before the game even starts.
He's got a guard.
Hold on. Red dot. Who the red dot out there?
He got a guard.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Because why would I listen? It's not that. Look, everybody believes they can score on everybody. So do I believe I can get a bucket on Pat Bev? Of course. But why would I go against him? If I can go against this guy,
Wait a second, I'm laterally quick. I don't know your fucking talking.
You understand how much energy I'm just gonna save? Like, I might be 4 for 14 with 16 points here, and I'm tired, and I might be 7 for 9 with the same 16, 18, but I'm chilling. And I got 5 assists because I was just in the lane.
Right.
Big came over.
How much more fun is it to play against someone who's a bad defender?
Well,
it's fun. I don't even score, and it's fun for me.
Yeah, it's like the fun goes both ways, right? Like, you want, like, a lot of times in those moments, you do want to go against the other guy because you want to, like, show, like, I can do this. But all game long, you're trying to win the game.
Oh, God.
So bring the guy here, break their defense first, and then I can get into the dick measuring contest later.
Love that.
It's the truth. That's how the NBA goes, too.
So you've gone from team to team through your career. Is there a way that you avoid getting attached when you're in a city?
You want to know what's funny? I actually have probably done a decent-ish job of that up until Dallas.
You were having a good
time?
But
I think that had more to do with my family had kind of settled differently than any other place. And I think, you know, with Brooklyn, like, we were always kind of like changing and fluctuating, right? Like, first we were bad, you know what I'm saying? Then we traded for D'Lo. Then we were like kind of trying to be good, and we were young, but we were growing. But it was like, oh, you're still young.
Pesky playoff.
You know what I'm saying? Pesky. Yeah. Then it was like, oh, the max players. But then, you know, if you got max players, they can say that you're traded anytime. So it's like, you know, as much as it was home, right? And it is in terms of my basketball NBA career, and I've grown so much here. Like, you did have a little bit of fluidity there where you were like, okay, something could happen. But even though I was rooted, but then when I got to Dallas after like the DC experience,
the fuck out of everybody who pop up.
My family was like, "Oh, we want to stay."
Love that.
And then it was like, "Damn, we gotta go."
Yeah, what did you do? Do you like kind of set up roots and say, "Hey, we'll be back in Dallas," or did you just keep it transient?
Well, I mean, I'm from LA, so I have a house out there. So basically, everybody went to the real crib, like in LA. But there was definitely like I thought for a second I was going to buy a house in Dallas.
It's interesting because at some point you do plant roots. Like, you have a home in.
Sorry. This is live and in person.
Hey, baby, I'm doing the pod, baby. I love you. I got to call you, baby. You give me a trust. I got a good guest on too, Spencer Dinwiddie. I love you, baby.
Hey, man, gotta do what you gotta do.
Listen, happy what they say. Happy wife, happy life, motherfucker. Yeah, baby. I hit you back. Hey, no, let's talk about this though, because people don't understand this. Thank you. They try to count you out. They try to.
Yeah.
Some people talk to some people around the league. Spencer Dinwiddie, he gonna be out the league.
Yeah.
How does it feel, right? To like, because we're human at the end of the day.
Yeah.
To hear that, to like, damn, like y'all really, that's how y'all really feel about me. How does that feel to go there, then go to Dallas and do what you fucking did?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, the DC experience kind of burned me in a different way just because you got to remember, like, I got written off after our first, like, 20, 30 games. I had a couple 30-point games in that time span, but I didn't even have to play. Like when they signed me to a 3-year deal, it was like you could take the first year off because I was coming back from ACL.
ACL, right?
And I was like, nah, like y'all said, you know, Brad want to win. You said we got the talent from the Lakers, and like we trying to make this thing happen. I was like I'll go out there and do whatever you need. Like let's figure it out. Like let's really figure it out. So I think we started like 8-2 or something. So we had a nice little start. Obviously, guys on contract are trying to also establish themselves. So it was a fluid situation. So when it got pinned on me, and I was like, wait, hold on, I didn't even have to be playing right now. You know what I'm saying? That was why it kind of burned me in a sense of like.
Had to blame somebody.
Yeah, you know how I go.
They ain't blaming Brad.
Yeah.
It's not blaming Brad. That's
But the fucked up part though about it
shout
was.
Shout out to Bradley Bill.
Yeah, no, shout out to Brad. And Brad, I'll tell you this. Like the fucked up part about it was, you know what I'm saying? People started to try to say like, I was like, oh, it's my team, it's this and a third, and like all these like behind the scenes like media reports started coming out from people quote unquote in the locker room, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm getting hot because, listen, I signed for good money. Ain't no way in hell I thought I was coming to take this team from the Supermax guy who I had talked to before I signed.
I didn't think, fuck that.
I don't even act
I didn't think, I was shocked about the contract. And I'm like, there's no way he's playing this year. That was my thought. Like, no, Spence gonna come back middle of the year. Okay, cool. They should be halfway decent, maybe, you know, play in 10. I didn't, the motherfucker, they say, Pat, no, he started the season. Like, how? If it just came from ACL.
5.5 months.
God.
5.5 months. And as I'm playing into it and figuring it out, and remember, like I said, when I signed on to be Brad's number 2. I didn't sign on to take the team. So when people saying this shit behind the scenes, I'm like, bro, he's on a Supermax. Like, I got good money, but Supermax dudes make $60 million a year. Like, come on, man.
And they doing whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, I'm making a third of that. Like, dog, I'm not, like, there's a lot of things I am. Stupid is not one of them.
Not, yeah.
Like, come
got
on.
good sense.
Yeah, like, and I've been around the league for a minute. I've already been in a situation where we did have max players, Kyrie, KD, et cetera. Like, there's a pecking order for sure. Like, it is what it is. How much you get paid matters. Like, I'm not dumb. So when all these things are coming out, you know what I'm saying, behind the scenes and getting pinned, and I'm sitting here like basically, like, oh, you motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sitting there like this, like, oh, okay.
I see
this what type of time it is. And basically in that situation.
And you don't know, before he keeps going, that'll fuck up your, like, whatever reputation you have.
Oh, you'll be cooked.
And if you don't have a reputation, that's the one they pin on you.
Yes.
So what do you mean, reputation in like the locker room or in the city?
So how we started this conversation about, you know, why people don't respect them, right? That part right there, you do something, I don't know, that someone doesn't like or doesn't approve of, that blame gets pinned on you so easy.
Yeah.
And now the whole world thinks that's really who you are.
For sure.
Every NBA team thinks that's really who you are. Westbrook told me I don't play defense. Every motherfucker in the league, I'm talking about, it was crazy. Motherfuckers just going at me left and right. I'm, damn, what the fuck going on here?
But because it becomes a narrative.
Yeah, perception comes reality.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, to his point, like, that's exactly how it is.
And so, like, you know, at the time, you know, I'm hot. I'm pissed. Like, I'm starting to figure out who it is talking, people talking shit, right? So, but my agent's like, you got to kill it, because if you fire back now, only playing okay, you might be out the league for real. He's like, all you can do is go to Dallas and be who you say you are. That's really that in a nutshell is exactly what happened. And so that's why when it all went down, I was quiet and I just went to Dallas.
And you see, from a healing standpoint, the year he played in Dallas, the year you supposed to come back from injury, and he had his best year he ever played.
And I told you it was so easy to play for J Kidd, because he told the whole locker room, we get a ball to Luka, we get a ball to JB, we get a ball to Spence, and then the next year was we get a ball to Luka, we get a ball to Spence, we get a ball to Seawood. Period. That's what we do. The rest of y'all do what you do. You rebound, you play defense, you know the offense, boom, boom, you play, and it just.
It takes off 3 months of like a basketball.
It just simplifies it.
Roles.
Easy. Roles make a team. Look, the reason why that team was really good, because if you look at the roster, okay, you got Luka, who's all world. The next two people you could say are possibly borderline, maybe all-star, but maybe not, like whatever, me and JB. The rest of the guys, you can argue you may or may not want on your team. For real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, in my opinion, I know who they are, and I know their character, and I know how they are in the locker room, how they play, and how they produce. And I'll roll with them dogs 10 days out of 10.
But from a general manager's,
but from a GM and fan standpoint, you're probably not beating down the door for those guys. But like, what happens is, when they all know their roles, the vibe is immaculate. You got guys that have talent that you just don't even really understand. Like Maxi Kleber is honestly one of the best role players in the entire NBA. Just from a teammate, like he'll go block as many shots as you want. He'll go take as many charges as you want. He will guard 1 through 5.
Get dunked on.
And he'll get dunked on. Don't care. No, that's a skill.
Don't care. That's a skill.
Because some bigs
don't jump.
They get dunked on once, they're not jumping the rest of the game. They may not jump the next
season.
Week. Yeah, they may not jump the rest of the week.
For real, bro.
Like, nah,
that's a real thing.
Maxi will get dunked on 5 times.
Take that bitch right out.
Boom,
shoot a 3 next time.
Doesn't care.
And here's the crazy part. If he misses shots that day, he'd be like, Spence, I want you to shoot. I'm just gonna rebound. Like, bruh, like some Ed Davis, like there's every so often you get vets and guys that are really just like locked in, and the Does and the Bullocks and the Maxi Klebers and the Dwight Powells of the world, that's who they are. And so when you put that mix with 3 dudes who can boogie, and you got a coach that says, go boogie.
Good team.
Sometimes I think that that's even a more effective way of building a roster than being like, let me see how many all-stars I can jam onto the team as possible, because you're one of the first people that I've heard talk about that pecking order of the NBA, and I think, and you would both know better than I, but I imagine that there's sometimes that guys don't want to accept their order in everything, especially if there's a bunch of all-stars. Have you experienced that?
A ton.
Of course.
I played with Dwight Howard, James Harden.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is James Harden, pre-MVP James Harden. So this is James Harden. He give motherfuckers 40, 20s, and 20s. Like some wild shit, like video game shit.
Yeah.
Dwight get mad, get that bitch off rebound. I'm on the outlet. James on the outlet. He look at both eyes, push that bitch up the court.
Horrible.
We watch on film. Dwight, James open. He man, next play. Next play. I'm open on the post slot. I don't get it.
Damn.
Feel me? But if we was just a little bit more together, the fuck stop Dwight Howard in his prime and James Harden in his prime. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's Kobe and Shaq.
Yeah, we lost first round to the fucking Portland Trailblazers.
Because of the lack of identity? Or like you don't understand what that order is, or the best way to play.
That's where coaching comes in. Right? Because it's like players are meant to play. Even like that. When you get players trying to be coaches and players, that's when the team goes like this. Because now the player thinks, oh man, no. When you get players who are there to play, like the guys he named.
At this point, it's getting insane,
are not trying to be coaches, aren't trying to reinvent the wheel. We're here to hoop. You get players like that who willing to hoop and let coaches coach. You got a really good team. Yeah. When you're trying to mix it, it's kind of hard.
And you gotta remember, like, think about how much talent really in the league. Like we the top 500 like in the world. Like everybody has a talent, can really play at a high level. You just gotta put them in that position to succeed. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting. So what's your relationship right now with Kyle Kuzma?
Teammate.
What happened, cool?
What, bro? You're not in the news.
I'm asleep.
Oh, nah.
No, what happened with Kuzma first? Before we go, why y'all
they had it back and forth. They had a little bit of it was just some hooping shit, but it was that was where the conversation about pecking orders kind of came into play.
Yeah, I mean, all right, so I would say if I wasn't on another Hoopers podcast, I probably wouldn't even address it, given that it's a year old. But you know how it goes in locker room. Certain things happen. You feel me? And like I kind of alluded to, like at the time, my agent said like I couldn't say nothing, and so it got to a place where I was tired of hearing about it.
Damn, they went to the middle.
And so I said my honest feelings, and I don't walk back anything that I said, but that's just kind of what it is. But that I mean, I've said it publicly like probably twice now. So this is what it is.
So it's smoke. Every time y'all see each other, smoke. Love that for the game.
Love smoke.
It's funny though because like I'm a guy that really
I'm talking about this motherfucker just hits me as soon as I go up there.
People that I have like real beef with, like or anything like that. But yeah, nah, you know my friend though.
I love that.
To me,
love that. It's happy.
On my screen, I'm not even squared off like that, bro. Well.
You don't have to be like pretending to be friends with everybody is like a fake way to go through life.
But no, we gotta give a shout out, and I gotta get this shout out personally. The guard whisper, straight up. See, a lot of people, if you ain't in Cali, you
gotta put me on.
I'm about to real quick. So it's a group of guards that's out there. Tim, it's Shay, it's Shay's cousin,
Nikhil.
It's 2 more people. Sometimes Cares
out there also.
Yeah. I'm missing one more.
Peyton Pritchard be out there.
Sniper. It's not
and
fair.
These guys, I'm talking about
It's not fair,
we
bro.
talk about training.
Like he just got a magnet to me, bro, or what?
He has a small group. I mean, it's getting bigger now. Yeah. But like 3-4 years ago, it's a very small group that he had, maybe 4 or 5 guards. Every year they got better. Yeah. Every year they got better. Spence got better. Shea got better. Nikhil got better.
Shea going crazy.
Crazy. Like, so like, I definitely got to get him. I don't even know his name. I just know his Instagram.
What's his name?
Yeah.
His name's Olin. He's my uncle. Straight up.
What?
He's my uncle.
What?
It's
like,
crazy, ain't it? Like
dad's brother, mom's sister, uncle.
Basically, yeah.
That's
What
fine.
the hell?
I didn't even know. I just knew guard whisperer.
Yeah.
I say, man.
That's real life family. Like, he had the cookouts at the crib. All that.
That's hard.
Yeah.
No. He's.
Sure.
I'm talking about. He let me. I come in there. I wanted to shoot. He always offer the work. You know, I'm in my own little zone. Elite trainer. Yeah. Elite trainer.
We do see a lot of you in the off season, a lot of workouts, a lot of we have videos of like strength training that you do. Mm-hmm. If you were going to give advice to a young hooper about what they could do strength training wise to best prepare their body for a long basketball career, what advice would you give them?
Fuck. I mean, from what I know of strength training now, like, and everybody body being different, for me, like, mobility and like owning my end ranges, you know what I'm saying, and getting in shape. I think mobility and in shape, and that doesn't just mean yoga. I mean, like, with lifting and stuff, Mike G has really stressed that, which helped me come back from my ACL as fast as I did. And then also, my theory about, and you can correct me if I'm wrong because you actually played with him, but my theory about, like, why LeBron never gets hurt is because he's never redlining. So his capacity is so high, right? Like, he may do athletic plays that look like it's on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 12. But if he could really,
bro, why pick me, 15, bro?
When he's not redlining. But if you always at that point of exhaustion, if you always like jumping your max height and all this stuff over 82, I feel like you get hurt. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you find a way to, like, be in such great shape, and I mean, shoot, look at a lot of greats. Kobe talked about it, being in shape, things like that. Like, you have a certain, like, threshold that you can sustain that's, like, higher than the next guy, and then you also just don't break the same way like other people do. Like, think about it, you picking up 94 every day.
Quads gotta be.
Yeah, and you in such great shape that, like, a dude's like, man, he here again.
Oh God.
Like damn, G, like,
you ain't tired. Yeah, I wonder did that come from because you got hurt. Because I know mine picked up when I got my microfracture. I had to. I'm out the whole year. What the fuck? I ain't never been out a whole year. Right. Man, that shit made me go right into, like, okay, maybe I thought I knew what the fuck I was doing, but, like, let me go ahead and fix some shit. And that's how I got on my body shit so tough. So yeah, that shit, you get hurt.
Oh, it changed things.
Oh yeah, that shit changed your life. Yeah. So to answer that, yeah, young players is basketball. Y'all go get hurt. You know, hopefully y'all don't. Knock on wood. Hopefully y'all don't. But the way the numbers are set up, you play long enough, injuries bound to happen.
And so it seems like it's like that's what inflection point where it could either break you or you could become stronger.
But that's what the educational part is. When you get hurt, you start learning shit about your body. Oh, my quad isn't firing like my left quad. Okay, cool. So anything off my right leg, I might fire from another spot. Okay, cool. We got to work. I'm thinking it's here, but it's really here, glute. You know, so, like, you start to learn a little bit more about your body.
Yeah, you start listening to PTs differently too.
God,
like, everything they talking about, you try to absorb that knowledge versus just be like, all right, just get my quad right, so I can just poop. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like, why did it not fire for real? Like, what's going on?
What's the workout guy you train with?
Mike G?
He cold.
Oh yeah, he nice.
He cold.
He nice.
Well, I feel like
I got the best 2 in the business.
Yeah, he cold. Yeah, he cold.
What do you see about his workouts where you're like, damn, that's a nice addition?
He preaches mobility.
Yeah.
And no matter what, no matter how high you jump, what muscles you have, if you can't go here to here, I don't fuck what you do. That shit you do ain't gonna last. It's gonna last 10 games.
I feel like I see
stretch here. You can't push your shit and hold it there. You feel me? Knee over ankle, hold it there. You feel me? You on the ground, you can't get in quad positions and frog positions and just hold it there while doing core, while stabilizing this. You can't do that shit, you go play 20 games.
Yeah, I feel like I see videos of you like doing like a mobility routine with the 45, looking like Bruce Leroy, like going through
no
like
shoes, no socks, that's God. That's how you gotta do it.
You gotta do it like in your bare feet,
and it's really a vibe though. Yeah, it really is
fun.
It does. It looks like it's like I want to get on my shit. I also see if we're rattling through videos, I saw an unfortunate video of a trip you took to China of a young man
doing some crazy moves. I think maybe he put
What happened?
I think he maybe put a ball between his legs or something like that.
From
the top of the
bro,
key in front of like 1 billion people.
So check it. Like we out there, we playing 1-on-1, right? And you know how it is. One's like you have to plan from a spot, 3 dribbles. Like
okay. So y'all won, okay.
Bruh, so look.
Hey, they clever too. They crafty
like,
too. They got that.
15 dribble moves, and I'm like, bro, like I'm not chasing this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not chasing this guy. Like we in the park. You know what I'm saying? At night, and they want me to really go guard, and I'm like, bro, I'm not chasing this guy. You know what I'm saying? So we get down to game point where I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, boom, boom. And then he doing his little shit and then tossed through my legs and shot it and made it. I was sitting there like, oh, hell. I know it's going to get to the
outstretched.
I know it's going to get to the States and look crazy. Like,
that's how it be, though.
Yeah.
Because the whole crowd went insane.
Oh, yeah. They went nuts. So basically, then the next day, we had to play all them dudes again. And I straight up, obviously this didn't make the clips and shit.
Of course not.
I ran through all them.
Yeah.
Because then it was like, now it's personal. Right. Like I'm hearing my boys call me like, yo, what happened? I'm like, bro, it's not real ones. Like they dribbling 18 times. Like
all the stuff you see on like YouTube videos though, bro, like
all that. He was kind of quick, so I'm like, bro, like I'm not even like really out here for this. Like I'm not doing this. You know what I mean? But. Yeah, then it got serious because then I was mad.
Yeah,
I was like, actually,
I gotta get my lick back.
Yeah, I gotta get
I'm cooking shit now.
Yeah,
that would.
So I started posting these all types stuff like I was
crazy shit.
Oh yeah, I was done.
None of that shit get out.
Yeah, no, it was the
one bucket.
You turn into like the mascot playing against the little kids in football, just like stiff arm.
Pretty much. Yeah, all that. Like I turned to real like post work, step back, fades. I'm like, oh, okay, like because now if y'all gonna put me on shit, Barstool or something.
Right. We didn't post it.
That's how I go.
Now, all y'all gonna understand that, like, no offense, but like 5'8", 135 pounds ain't making the league. Not doing like no sir.
That must have been the best moment of that dude's life.
Probably
the way that like the fact that he made the shot after that is like
for sure
a pure stroke of luck. Yeah,
I actually kind of laughed it off at first because I was telling him like, guys, I'm not gonna chase him. So I was like, all right, whatever, blah blah. So I laughed it off.
You dapped him up in the video like immediately.
Yeah, it was cool. But then it was when everybody was flaming me back here.
Oh,
and I was like,
that hurts.
Oh,
that's how I go.
Y'all posted this for real. Like,
and look, you know you ain't that type anyway, so I know you